Right. Welcome to EE368 office hours. Today we're working on pre-lab 6. Let's hop right in. Okay. Well, so you've already looked at this document, I'm assuming. It's kind of like document by Pilkington. So I guess this is the pre-lab.
Not as complicated as 5, but
Not too bad, you said?
yeah, I just think I'm making one mistake that I'm just being not so smart on.
Okay. So you've probably,
Like I'm getting all the right things, but then when I try and make the sine wave, it's just not working. Or the cosine wave, it's just not putting the right thing.
oh really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's like I'm
Oh,
getting the time length right. I'm getting
timeline.
it's like it's producing the correct like duration of the signal. It's producing the right sample time intervals. It's producing the correct amount of sample values and everything. So
Okay.
my issue is my sine wave just isn't working, period.
Sine wave's not working at all.
Nope, it's just giving me ones.
Huh. Well, do you want to just like, your sine wave is just giving you ones.
Yeah. Basically,
Oh.
the output of my sine wave is just 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1.
Oh.
And
You
I
mean
don't know why.
your cosine function is just outputting ones?
Yeah.
Or is there a sine function as well?
No, it's just a cosine function.
Oh, okay.
It's just giving me ones.
I see. So let's see. We read through the music note frequencies. I already kind of did that. And then we're making a function. All right. I don't know why I copied everything onto here. I thought that we were all going to be just a bunch of us just working on a document, but that's okay. So I'm going to open up a new file here. Frequency, phase, duration, sampling frequency. Okay. And then we're saving this as my cosine.m. Okay. So we got it to accept the 4 parameters. Determine the sampling interval and number of samples needed. Well, isn't that kind of like what we did that's what we did in the previous one, right?
The output and the plots were a bit different. So
Okay. Determine the sampling interval.
like I was able to get everything, but then just creating the wave was the issue.
Okay. So we have frequency, phase, duration, and the sampling rate. So I think the first part is on 4 parameters. I don't know why that's even a part that's like given.
Yeah. I think the first thing is finding the sample times and the number of samples, I think.
Determine sampling interval and number of samples needed. Okay. Sampling. Yep. Okay, the sampling interval, that's just gonna be, well, I guess, isn't it just gonna be, well, it's gonna be from 0 probably, right? And then to 1 by fs. and the duration, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Because I
kind of what
got
you were saying.
kind of, yeah. I have the total time over the sampling rate. So 1 over fs, I'm pretty sure is the same.
Oh, I see what you mean. Wait. Okay.
Yeah, no, actually, you have to do the time over the sampling rate because you're finding the gap between your samples, I think.
Yeah. We have a duration, and then because the sampling rate is samples per second, right? So then
yeah,
we need that many samples. Yeah, okay. I think that makes sense. And then the number of samples needed from the input parameters. Well, that's just going to be the length of our sampling interval, isn't it?
I think it'd be time duration over 1 over the sampling rate.
The duration divided by fs?
Because so sampling rate times the duration. Hold on. Wouldn't it be this duration times the sampling rate?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Well, that's going to be the same as the length of the sampling interval, I think. So
yeah.
Whoa, okay. Where are you going? So sample count, I guess. Duration times fs. Which is, yeah, I mean, if we're splitting it by 1 by fs, then yeah. Okay. That sounds good. Can't wait for this to blow up in our face. Create an array of sample time values, the full signal duration. Oh, I already did that.
Yeah, you basically, that's the first thing you did.
Okay. Create array of sample time values. C2. Okay. It's kind of unnecessary to just make variables, but don't really need. Okay, so create values of 1 volt, 2 VPP, cosine that specified.
It would just be a cosine function with 1 in front of it. So
Yeah. For the sample times in your time array, based on your parameters, be sure to include phase shift. Oh, I see. Okay, so this is going to be what's one of my, I call this sampled. This is a sampled cosine, right? Yeah. Cosine. Yeah. What does cosine mean?
So it needs the frequency, I guess, turn into
radians. And is this, what are these in?
That's in hertz. So you just multiply it by 2 pi.
The frequency is in hertz and the phase is also in hertz?
Phase is in radians.
Okay. 2 pi times our
frequency.
Sampling interval. Oh yeah, times frequency. Okay. Times our sampling interval. Yeah, whatever. That's what I called it. Plus phase. Okay. That should be good, right?
I think so.
Be sure to include phase shift. Huh. This is quite the pre-lab. And the waveform sample values. Oh, I'm an idiot.
I think you have to plot it as well.
This is just called waveform. Plot it. Turn that. Oh. Hey, where does it say to plot it?
It says create the values of a function specified for the sample time generated based on your parameters be shooting. Oh, I guess not.
Yeah, I mean, it would probably be good to plot it to make sure that it actually works, but yeah. The return waveform values for.
I mean, basically just don't put a semicolon after waveform.
No, it'll return it. It returns whatever is up here.
No.
Yeah, automatically. And then 6, include comments. Cool. All right, that's wonderful. I should be able to solve this now. I was just making sure I could call it. Okay, let's do real stuff. So wavy is equal to my cosine, and our frequency, phase, duration, and sampling. So
like
our frequency,
1,000.
let's say, let's just say 1,000. Phase, I don't really care. Duration, 1,000 hertz. Let's put it for like. Let's just look at one period. One period is.
1 e to the negative third.
Yeah, okay. That is a period, right? I'm not tripping. And then we have to sample it twice we like our good friend Nyquist. Well, there's wavy, and then that's gonna be stem. Let's do a stem plot of wavy. Can I just do that? What does that do? Well, that doesn't do it. All right, yeah, it kind of does. Oh yeah, that's perfect. I don't know if you can see that. Oh god, I can't even drag this because the Zoom taskbar is, or the Zoom bar is like in the way. That's not helpful. Let me stop sharing and then drag this.
Oh,
okay.
I got something. So I had the right thing. I just wasn't putting in the right numbers.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's good. So then, am I still sharing? Yeah, I'm sharing. Okay.
Do you want me to show you what I got?
Sure. Yeah.
You're
Oh,
blocking my share.
Oh, yeah. How do I do that? Let me see. Participants.
It's security.
Security. Oh, does that? Oh my goodness! I've done it.
Yes. There you go. That's what I've got so far.
Okay. Yeah, because you're plotting. You're just running a plot. That's a continuous time.
Yeah. If I increase it to 1 second, let's see what I get.
Yeah. Well, then
Probably
that's gonna look at like the noise that you were seeing before.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you zoom in, then it should be chilling. So yours was working then before.
I guess I'm just losing my mind. Okay.
Nah.
So that's good.
Wonderful. That's good. You just were not interpreting it properly.
Okay.
For the most part.
Okay, so that means I did the pre-lab correctly.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, I'm gonna sit here and try to figure out the rest of the lab because Steve asked me to be familiar with it.
Okay.
You're welcome to stay if you want. But yeah, this ended up being a lot faster than I thought. That's awesome.
Yeah, compared to last one, I think last one was a bit more of a mess.
Yeah. Last one was more. Everyone was still getting used to MATLAB too. I think
Yeah, I think so.
it was assuming no previous knowledge for the most part. I mean, yeah, we used a little bit in simulink, but not really. Um, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, actually.
You're gonna head out.
Yeah, most likely. Unless you want to help me with post lab 5.
Oh, is that what everyone's working on now? Yeah, I wouldn't be able to help you out there.
Uh,
Uh, all
okay.
right,
All right, man. Well then, thanks for the help.
good
That helped
stuff.
clarify a couple things that I was just looking at it the wrong way.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
All right, man.
Definitely let me know if you want help with the lab tomorrow because I'll probably be more familiar with it.
Yeah, for sure, man. Awesome. Thanks so much.
Yeah, no problem. See
See ya.
you.